Coop doesn't care about most things. He'll lick stuff that falls on the floor, but he never eats anything.
He just wants the flavor.
Yeah.
Don't want to actually have to eat anything.
Take me to Flavor Town.
That's right.
I want to go to Flavor Town.
That'd be a good town.
It'd be amazing.
Oh. He took my button.
Whoa. Wildly Uninteresting
Sting,
Podcast, episode 169.
Yeah.
Yeah.
69.
Motherfucking hype.
169. Welcome back to the show. My name is Adam. That's Ian. That's Sarah.
Hi.
Today we have 3 adult film stars.
Yeah. Could you be an adult film star? Could you really do it?
I doubt they'd let me.
Yeah.
I mean, now
Because it's just too big. It's like just too much going on down there. They wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Like, whoa.
Always fear that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that for a living.
Whoa, we're backing out of this. Did you see the new trend where a lot of the like OnlyFans models and shit are like turning to Christianity? It's like somebody was like, we really want this. Oh shit! You know, they want it to catch on, like the trend to catch on, and more females do it and stuff. And I assume there's males doing it too. But right. in that case, it would be difficult for me, anyways. I'm an insecure guy, so it would be difficult if a girl was like, "Yeah, I have like a shitload of photos out there of me just like banging dudes a lot."
Right?
I'd be like, I don't know if I can do this.
I just feel less guilty about telling her my stories.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Because then you could just be open about it.
Yeah.
Plus,
feel bad.
I figure before I met her, I would have fapped to her anyway. So, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're even.
Yeah, I guess that's a score. That's because you can get into Christianity, right, and become like a born-again Christian where you're like, I'm wiped of all my sins and transgressions.
Yeah, I mean, they take pretty much anybody.
Yeah, as you say, at this point, they're like, I don't even care. And then I always look at it, I was wondering, if my church would ever look and be like, oh, we'll take them back because, the podcast isn't like that bad.
You mean like the Church of Adam?
Oh.
In that fuck-ass congregation.
Yeah, that one.
That should be a church.
And I always wondered if, they would, just overlook the podcast because it's words. It's not like I'm, sacrificing babies or anything. Not yet, anyways.
Yeah. Not on camera.
Shit. So
just bury him out back.
Yeah. And you think, because at least I could play music in the church and stuff, and they wouldn't have to have some shit ass band. It's already hard enough to get kids into like. Imagine in 10 years, I don't think there'll be a lot of people that get into church. Like after the old people are.
It's coming
passed.
back, buddy.
You think?
I don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, because I forget what it is, but Gen Z is doing some shit to where, no, it's physical media. Never mind. that doesn't translate to Christianity.
So close. So close. Yeah, I fear that, but, I've thought about it, and I'm like, as much as that's good, because I believe as much as like I'm cool with people doing whatever, right? When you make that a decision, no matter what decision, kind of got to live with it. Like I learned it the hard way. They'll have to learn it the hard. It is what it is. You just when you're young, it's like fuck everybody. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Right.
but
Unless
they
you're
have
a pussy.
consequences.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, they grow up and then it bites them in the ass. A lot of females have a hard time getting a normal job and people hiring them, talking to them in public. It's always rough for them. And then if they have kids, God fucking, that sucks,
Yeah.
And then they set their kid up to be bullied or whatever.
Well, see, I think it sucks from the perspective of somebody that doesn't look at it as a honorable way of making money. But
Right.
the people that do, they're just like, no, I mean, this is what I do for a job. And they see no problem with it. So they're not going to raise their kids in a way where they're going to judge them.
Yeah.
And
They're
then if somebody,
also probably not going to live in the Midwest. They'll
Right?
be like,
In California.
yeah, they'll be in LA where it's like a normal thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hopefully.
not surrounded by Luddites.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one that was on there, which she's not converting to Christianity, but she was on the Soft White Underbelly, and she was from Indiana, and she said in her small town it's rough. Like she gets looked down upon from everybody. But you're in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I'm not saying that it makes it right. I'm just saying that
It just explains
move.
it.
Yeah. Fucking, like you should have went somewhere else before you did this, because it's a rough one. I mean, people have their. Ain't it odd that we all have individual?
Ain't it?
Fuck. We all have individual experiences, right?
Right.
They're vastly different from like even one another. Like you are brother and sister, and then I bet you have completely different lives as far as like what you've gone through as you've aged and stuff. So
Yes.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's different. It's vastly different for every single person. Can you imagine being that person that's you believe so wholeheartedly in your vision of what the world should be that you're willing to fight and argue and down people for, living any different way aside from yours, Isn't that, can you ever imagine being that? I don't even know what that's called, but so cynical, so aggravated at the way people live that you just want to voice your opinion every chance you get.
I mean,
Self-involved.
I have that feeling with people that don't wear sleeves.
Oh yeah,
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah. When they have a wide cut all the way down there.
Yeah, I've stopped shouting at them on the streets, but I still feel it.
I told Sarah, I was like, I have an opinion about everything. It seems like every time
Like
I
you
turn around, I
needed
got
to
an
tell
opinion.
me that.
Oh, I know. I told her, I was like, I knew I got my opinions. Like, try to like forewarn her that I was about to say something about somebody. And but in general, though, I'm pretty accepting. Like, even though if I don't agree with something, I can see that it's like beneficial for that individual. Like,
Right.
how have we gone this long? And it's the oldest profession, being a hooker, prostitute, sex work in general, blanket, right, statement. Oldest profession. But we still look at it like it's fucked up and shit. You have like higher up people that participate in it and shit like that, right? But we still talk shit about them. We down them. We, give them less opportunities because of what they've done. But we also pay for their services. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's just weird.
Well,
It's just like drug addiction, though. They don't want anything to do with an addict, but let's not provide them any assistance either. When they
Yeah.
started the clean needle program, it was a fucking uproar. Like, people couldn't believe it. Let's not give hookers fucking condoms.
Yeah.
I know. Let's feed their illegitimate children instead.
I know.
Yeah. It just seems odd to me that we're that way.
But it feels a lot like people ripping on like people in Hollywood. They're like, "Oh, all you do is act. You don't have a real job. You don't really do anything. Your life is easy."
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, "Oh, you just fuck for money.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't do anything. You contribute nothing. Your life is easy." And then I think it's more just jealousy. But it's also
yeah.
kind of plays into the idea of, say you've beaten a video game on like the hardest level, and then you see somebody playing it on easy,
Right.
and they're like, "Oh, I love this game." It's like, you're
Yeah.
not fucking playing it.
Not even
You don't know
really
what it's
doing
like.
Yeah. I get that too, man. That's I always look at it kind of that way. And especially with like OnlyFans for that matter, is I'm like, in a way, I guess I'm envious that I can't make a shitload of money just showing my asshole. If I could, I definitely might, probably, if I was single, and 21 or 18, whatever, they get into it at.
I'd start at 17.
Yeah, just like as soon as you were legal, like what do I got to lose?
If it's legal at 15, I'd start at 14. I'm going the
Just
Tracy
get it
Lords
ready.
route. That's my thing. Get some infamy,
Oh, shit.
and then you got it.
Yeah, man. So I think it comes down to a lot of that envy and stuff. And then those who work hard, I've found that if you work hard or you sweat a lot at work, or you're just like doing bottom of the barrel shit, you down people who have it a little bit easier because you're like, oh, you're not working.
Yeah, because you didn't make a different choice.
Yeah.
Like taking 100 dicks is easy.
Right. A whole lot of dicks.
Like 80 of them, maybe. But those last 20, fucking hell.
Too
Can we
many.
be done with this?
Yeah. That's I think for a lot of people is like they're pretty envious of that fact. But I guess if you're that envious, put your feet up there. I told Sarah, what if you created an OnlyFans where you're just like giving hugs, like random people hug? This is
You
an
know,
OnlyFans
there's
for hugs.
definitely some people out there that are like, oh yeah, hug that motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
Well, I mean, there are people. I think it's in Japan where they'll like cuddle you. And like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I seen that.
They have that shit, and it's like no kissing. This
Yeah.
isn't like the kind of thing. But yeah, I'll cuddle you for an hour.
Yeah.
Because you got like a lot of man babies. They're just like, my soul is dying. Can you please cuddle me?
I need
please?
someone
Yeah.
to hold me.
Yeah, I would find it'd be hard. If you lived in China, it would be hard to cultivate a real relationship with a woman because it's kind of like a stigma at this point. They had the what was that one child law, and then they allowed that or they lifted it. You could have two, right?
Yeah.
But they worked so hard and so often that they don't cultivate relationships with the opposite sex or the same sex for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's rough. And then now they have like oh shit. They're like AI generated little talking, kind of like Alexa, but they have like a hologram in them, of a character. And I forget the one that's the major one over there, but she's like a celebrity, right? But there's people who are like getting involved, like that movie where he gets involved with AI, like the thing talks back to him and shit. Her, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Joaquin.
They have, they're like full ass silicone bodies too.
Oh yeah.
Where you can pick what they look like and all that shit.
I feel like in a scenario like that, it's like it feels like the most natural kind of base level instinct you have is for physical connection.
Yeah.
And whenever that happens, if you don't have the time to cultivate a relationship, then the people that have the highest status are the ones that are going to get all the action.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes like nature. So you got like the king lion or whatever, and he's like, I'm fucking all these bitches. And then the other lions are like, I want to fuck something, and then they can't. So then it's like, there's dissent amongst the ranks.
Yeah.
And then having these AI fembot things is a way to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And then it's just all for the good of the workforce.
Just crazy.
It does keep them happy and working.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Plus, I would
That's all that
assume
really
if,
matters.
if you're happy with your AI sex mate, then yeah, you can keep working in the slave factories,
Yeah.
Oh God.
which is
Kill me now.
great.
Save that bread.
Look, for quite a while, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe I'm different than some people. For quite a while,
are.
sex was like, that was like, look, I gotta be doing it like all this. It's all I can think about.
Yeah.
Like it runs most of my life. Like,
Well, that's what youth is.
Yeah.
Now you're in your old man phase, and you're like,
Yeah. I'm like, like
I
it's
could
not-
feed some geese if I have to, but
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to go through that. Like, I'd rather just sit here and like do whatever I was doing previously.
Right.
But no, what I'm getting at is it becomes less important. So my thing is, even if I was in my youthful stage of just, the young bull running down the hill and trying to fuck them all, I would...
we'd have a shirt with Adam's face on it, but like he's a bull, and it's
young bull.
like fuck them all.
I'm gonna mow them down. But that's I've always been to the thing. I don't know. I wouldn't enjoy the like a silicone doll thing. I enjoy the warmth, the attitude, the personality, the beating fucking heart. Like I enjoy all that. Enjoy the disagreements, the agreements, all of it.
I don't care about that.
No.
No. I just want my ego stroked and my thing wet.
Yeah.
And if you turn... and you can make robots do that.
Wow.
You could definitely make robots do that. Like now, they get it. Yeah. Beep boop beep.
And that's all that matters.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. I would. They would have to make them very lifelike. But I mean, we're not. That's not out of the realm of possibility. we're pretty far away from it. They're trying to pretend like we're like so close to anything in resemblance to humanoids,
they are.
but we're not.
The whole problem is they're trying to animate the faces.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's what's behind. If you just put a pretty face on it, the mouth doesn't move, but you can still hear what's being said. You can communicate with it. It's like, it's like one of those aliens that talks to me telepathically.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm into
it's
that.
an alien's text bot.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They said in art, right? In art and in even digital art, the thing that creates that when you're creating a portrait of somebody, the thing that gives it life is a simple highlight in the eyes where, you have that glimmer. And they say that when somebody passes away, you just lose that for some reason. So the thing is trying to capture what we view as an alive human.
Yeah, you got to find the soul.
Yeah.
And put it into...
And it's hard.
You just got to put them under a light bulb.
You got to have proper lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this thing in the dark. It'll look weird. Just put a light on it. Face what you're doing.
Just a light on the face, just in the darkness.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah. It's like,
God,
I was
you're
looking
so
at,
alive.
I was looking at the light in your eyes though when you were saying that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, now you want to fuck my husband?
I just
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen one day.
Yeah. Again.
But that's what they say, man. And I've noticed that when I put those highlights in, it really brings it to life. Even like I said in the program, it's all about like lighting and facial expressions. There's little micro things that you don't even know how to really express in art or anything else. It's very hard to capture.
Yeah.
It's going to be extremely hard to do with a robot.
Yeah, for
It'll be
sure.
rough.
It's like
But-
people who have like too much Botox, their face doesn't
Oh,
move.
hell
They
yeah.
don't look human when they make expressions.
Yeah, man. I get, you know what I think I get fed up with seeing is, just like regular ass women in Kentucky, like in Kentucky, getting like Botox and plastic surgery and shit. You'll see them. I see them. I have people in communities that I go into. And I'm like, what were you thinking? You're not in California,
Body
bitch.
language is great.
I fucking hate it so much. It really it irritates me. And then they'll go to try to talk to you or teach you something or tell you something,
Don't
and it
act
doesn't
like a
fucking
human.
move. Yeah, man. And I'm like, and it's already bad in California where you have the best plastic surgeons,
Right.
right?
But now imagine what you're talking about is somebody having an OnlyFans.
Fuck that. I fucking I told Sarah, I was like, I don't exactly know where it began, that my hatred for women, but I know it began.
I know where it started for
Yeah.
you.
Probably at your home as
Yeah.
a child.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I have an extreme hatred toward them. But I also make up my own stories for most people, so it might
That
not be
is
true.
very true. Yeah, he's making up a bunch of shit and just assuming it's true.
Yeah, all day long I just create
Man.
stories for people.
What I don't understand is why anyone would go to any plastic surgeon other than Cher's. Why are you going
Cher,
to anybody else?
Or
Well, some people don't want to wait 40 years to
Well,
have their
you
appointment
just-
come up.
Yeah, I'd rather look fucked than look
Yeah.
good.
what about
Do something.
That bitch looks great.
whatever Jennifer Aniston's doing? Like if you just stuck to her routine and didn't go any further, you would be
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like she's hit the point to where it's too much.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't care for her
Yeah.
anymore.
I was say, I haven't
She
seen
used
it
to be
lately.
Really pretty.
I don't
but
remember the exact moment, but yeah.
You know
It
the
was
problem
sometime
is,
after Horrible Bosses.
yeah,
There was,
yeah,
like-
she did great in that one.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 years after that where she still looked good, and then you could tell something changed. And
I mean, it could just be getting older,
So that's the thing.
but
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
'cause
That's what I'm going to judge.
if
Anyway.
you get the plastic surgery
I
and
assume
it's,
it's not
a
that.
perfect level in your youthful, 40, 50 for that matter, 60, now I view is depending on how you live your life, but I think when it looks good at that age, but you're gonna age because we all do, and as you're getting older, the plastic's staying young, but the stuff around it is not.
It's like look at Madonna. Like Madonna
Madonna's
looks
yeah.
ratchet. That bitch
Yeah.
looks terrible,
Yeah.
and it doesn't need to be that way.
I hate to say it, but Dolly Parton. Like
Yeah.
Dolly Parton.
Poor
looks-
Dolly.
Dolly, it's fine though. It fits with her character.
Yeah, she can do anything
yeah.
she wants, but she does not look good. I feel like even if I got, I have that dent in between my eyebrows, even if I got something in there, I don't think I would look like myself anymore.
No,
This
probably
dent
not.
is part of my fucking face.
Yeah. If you got like a filler or something in there, it might
Yeah, it
even
look
look
weird.
like Neanderthal.
I would look very Neanderthal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you'd
I
be
need
like
to
a
look more masculine. Jesus Christ.
Predominant ridge.
I know, increase the ridge.
Yeah, can you widen my shoulders while we're at it too?
Yeah. Go all out with
Yeah,
Neanderthal.
dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's nerve-wracking. But I just was like listening to a report yesterday, I think it was, and they were saying that younger and younger, and I'm talking like 5, 6, 7, from what they're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
The Gen Alpha, whatever age that is at this point, that they're increasingly the largest spenders, which they're spending their parents' money, of course, but the largest spenders on beauty products. So stuff that is made for adults, they're putting on their skin. They're younger, you know what I mean? So it's affecting their health
Right.
because their parents are allowing them to use these products.
Where is this goddamn thing?
A little fucking thing.
Thank
up there.
you, Ronaldo.
Little clock.
Because I was looking at the window, I was like, where is this fucking thing?
It
It's
does
so
sound like a
funny.
legit bird.
Yeah. Every time I answer the phone for work, it's like right on the hour. So I'm in the middle of a conversation and it just starts screaming at me. I'm like, Ronaldo, you gotta stop. And I just say, I'm sorry, just hold on a second.
All right, so the chitlins are using the product, yeah? Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
got distracted. I'm sorry.
Parents are to blame too, because a lot of parents will just do stuff just to shut the kid up. It's partly the reason why we have a whole generation raised on iPads, But, they're buying into these products and then they're getting bullied if they don't have them. So this unrealistic view of like what a preteen is supposed to look like is absurd.
Yeah, they're supposed to look like an adult.
Yeah, they're technically supposed to look very awkward and stupid.
Yeah.
And then they get past that and then they learn,
Well, yeah,
it's a progression. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they get progressively hotter
Yeah.
until they get ugly.
It's just the way of the
Aging
world.
is the devil.
Yeah.
But that's what that's scary, dude. Because then you open these kids up because a lot of them they create this like thirst trap content at a young age and behind their parents' back, of course. But it opens them up to bad actors coming into the picture and doing what bad actors do, like rape and murder, kidnapping.
Right.
I thought you were really making the scene suck.
Oh,
This show
do
is
that
no
too.
longer believable. I don't know. I kind of think just raising Castiel to just sit back and enjoy that stuff, like not participate in it, but just enjoy it as the show that is
the
our
shit show.
Yeah. It's like, here, find your people, but look at this crazy shit.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
this?
I love the crazy shit, but I don't want it in my life.
Right. I could imagine.
Not past 27.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That was
I
about
wouldn't-
my tipping point.
I wouldn't want my 21, 22-year-old bullshit now. Like,
Ugh.
I've thought about it before.
exhausting.
Like, yeah, would I ever go back to any of that? Now, if the world starts to end, I will bring up a lot of my old ways. But until
sure.
then, it's in the back burner. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even want to even look at it. Because I think about it now, I'm like, how did I not fucking die? Like, so close every time, And then, but now I can't even think about it. You know what I mean? I don't want to do none of that shit.
I feel like if the world like goes towards the end and stuff, shit starts falling apart, I'm going to start saying a lot more of in the back of the head execution style.
Yes.
Like you're not going to say it though until then.
Yeah.
Yes, it's reserved for later.
It's got to mean something.
Yes.
Put some action behind these words.
Yeah, I have no desire to leave the house. I don't want to have to run around doing crazy shit anymore.
No.
I forgot something. I forgot a cake at Kroger the other day. I got home. I said, fuck, I don't have a cake. I immediately left. They didn't have a cake. So I went there for no reason. I was so mad that I had to, the whole drive there, it's 7 minutes away. I was
Yeah.
furious that I had to return there. Because I
Just
don't,
okay.
I
know.
don't want to leave the house. Just let me be here and do the shit that I like.
I wouldn't have gotten one. I said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Dude, if he didn't work hard, I might say that. But
Even
he
then,
really likes the cat.
Adam, bring one home.
I know. That's
Stop on the way.
I try to
went
get her.
and- Yeah, he did bring one because they didn't have one.
Yeah.
But I agree, dude. Half the time I don't like none of that shit. Like, I don't like going out and stuff either if it's not for work. And that's the way it's hard to tell friends and family that, you know what I mean? It's nothing against anybody that's around me, or, you know, a lot of people, I don't want them to take it personal, but it has nothing to do with that. Like when 2020 came, a lot of people upset and they had to like get used to it and shit. We were used to
by
it.
myself.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with myself.
It is really odd to me that so many people like hated being by themselves, or they hated being home with their families.
I was
Like,
like, dude, this is the best.
I never wanted it to return to how it is.
I was like, can we just stay in lockdown forever?
Please.
Yeah, I would have taken it. for
Traffic
sure.
was way better.
Oh, dude. Yeah. On the way to work, it was fucking glorious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something else too that bugs the fuck out of me, which my job is a weird one because of the service industry and shit. And I have to go to people's homes. It is what it is. But do you know how fucking much time we spend in traffic?
About 5.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're pretty close. That's usually I'm like at least 2 hours I spend fucking around with because I have to like travel to and from people's places during work.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hours, dude.
Well, see that? It's like, that says to me that you need to make the drive part of something you love.
Yeah.
It's like at work. You know, I'll do like laps around the building and shit. I love it. I just listen to a podcast. Everybody else complains about it. Like, I fucking hate walking. It's like, make it something good. Stop being an asshole about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, literally, what else can he do other than listen to something?
That's it.
That's
That's
what
it,
he
yeah.
does, and
Or-
he hates it.
You could stop off places occasionally for like 10 minutes and do some deviant shit and then leave.
Yeah.
You know, he will stop and like look at cameras or something like that occasionally, but that's usually on the way home because you know he has to be somewhere at a certain time.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's but I do try to take
It is
advantage
good
of
advice, though. Yeah.
if I
Even
get
though
up
it sounds like it's not. Sorry.
if I get up and out early enough, like I'll stop at, you know, a store that I need or if they're open. But I try to do stuff that I actually like while I'm out. Because I definitely, on the weekends, I'm like, yep, I can go do that thing. But by the time I get home on Friday, I'm like, I ain't leaving this bitch if I don't have to.
Could you, how many jobs do you schedule a day?
Yeah, like 2 to 3.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. If it's a big job, only the one. But if they're, you know, like 2-hour jobs, I'll do 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I was thinking maybe cut one out.
Well,
I don't know how much it would fuck up the flow of money. And
I mean, really,
want
the
that.
money's not so much the problem. It's being scheduled so far out. If I did that, it just pushes it further out, and then we just lose more customers.
indeed.
Yeah.
It's
Which,
a,
so
it's
I
a
guess
hard
that
balance.
would impact the flow of money. Yeah.
The best part, if I could like hire guys just to like do shit,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have to like stay on top of them, check their work, you know, whatever. That would be awesome. And then of course, like pay them better than any place else would, you know,
Right.
compensate them for being the fucking runner of the job. I worked at a place that did that. You know, you had compensation for whatever like you sold in that day or whatever work you did. You had a certain percentage of that if you got over a certain amount, right? And the bad part about that was that more often than not, the employee would lose, although the employee was doing the majority of like selling the job, getting it paid out, all the paperwork. So you know what I mean? Like if they stuck to what they're supposed to do and they took care of it, that's how you keep people. A lot of jobs are like, we can't keep people nowadays.
Right.
But yeah, but I mean, they could either keep people or they could maximize profits in a shitty way.
Right.
And they're like, well, I'd rather have money than people.
Yeah.
I can always get somebody that sucks.
It doesn't directly affect me, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, the jobs
Yeah.
still get done, even if they're not that great. It's fine.
It's fine. They're done.
They'll just call back.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll have
More
another
money.
job. Yeah.
So a lot of your corporations, that's what they do. I mean, the the lawsuit doesn't outweigh the amount of profit they made by fucking people over. So why do they give a shit? They don't.
They're like, I'd love to spend $3 million on this as long as I can keep doing this.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Can you imagine having so much money that you're like, $3 million ain't shit. Let's go ahead and I'll give you that. Multiple times a year, I'll do that. It's wild.
It'd be nice, but I don't know if I could. There was aspects of that other place, right? Like selling people, and technically, they didn't really need it. They try to spin it like they were like, you're giving them the service that they need and that they'd want if they knew what was good, whatever, what was good for them. I'm like, no, I can't justify none of this shit, right? And that's a big part of why we went out on our own, because I was tired of like these companies. Everybody does it. Your government is a big proponent of, fuck the people as much as possible. Like you are the fucking coal mine. You are the diamond mine. They're extracting every bit of profit they can from you and giving back very little.
And bringing up the government, it reminded me of a joke I saw yesterday. There's this comedian guy, and he was like this black dude wearing a suit, and he seemed kind of like soft-spoken, like chill. He's like, no, I don't really talk politics because, I don't really know that, whatever. He said, but the government is put in charge of all of their people. I'm a father. I have a son. I'm in charge of one person.
Yeah.
I lie to him all the time.
Yeah, dude.
I think that's gold.
I can see that. Yeah. Which I wish I could get all the talking points from it, but I watched a guy the other day talk about when that switch was, when the government stopped worrying about the betterment of the people in its entirety and started worrying about corporate profits, because they made more profit by being on the same page, the two parties being on the same page than they did, with wars and corporate... I don't even know what you say. You know what I mean? Like not overreaching in corporate endeavors and stuff, and give him more leeway. But just his talking points were awesome, and he laid it out in a very decent way.
I assume it was in the 80s.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to think of who it was. I feel like it was Reagan that took power away from the government to be involved with corporations. So I think that was Reagan. And I forget what that was, but yeah, I don't know what year he was in office. So
no, I don't know.
It escapes me. But either way it goes, now I think that people envision this voting system as their power, and protest is a power that they hold and that they can wield at any time. Right. Protest is just a cupcake your government gives you. Like, here you go, you can have this treat.
It kind of feels like a parent raising a kid, and it's like, oh, if you don't like what we're doing, just lay down and throw a fit.
Yes.
And then
throw a tantrum.
I'm not going to give you what you want, but
it'll make you feel better.
Make you feel like you're doing something. Yeah, like you're trying to persuade me. Yeah.
81 to 89 is when Reagan was president.
Oh, boom.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, you're pretty right.
Look at
you.
Go.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at my peeps, knowing shit, kind of.
But that's but that and I think that facade of a two-party system, your vote mattering, all this other shit is just so absurd, and it's absurd to me. I was watching I tell it here, it was a weird correlation, but I was watching Michael Jackson in concert. I forget which one. It was in the 90s. He flew off in a jetpack, fake jetpack.
Fake.
Old fake-ass jetpack. But the
Rocketeer style.
Yeah, the people in the fucking crowd, dude, grown-ass dudes and grown-ass women. I'm talking like 40s, 50s. Like, they were grown. Breaking down like children just because this guy's on stage, just because they saw him. They're like, this is amazing. And I'm talking millions of people went to go see this guy, right?
Yeah.
It happens the same with, what the fuck is her name? Taylor Swift. And any other artist that's just like to that level,
she's deserving of it.
Shut up.
Like the
Beatles.
Yeah. She brought that up. That one escaped me. But, Elvis Presley, when he was in his prime, at least.
Motherfuckers were like fainting.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole thing seems weird. Like, I can see getting excited and like deeply relating to something, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm so glad to be alive during this.
Yeah.
But to lose control of yourself to that degree is like, what the fuck? But maybe they're just more in tune with themselves and their feelings.
No.
That's what I was going to say. No.
They allow themselves to feel that way. It's like if
Yeah.
I start to feel something a little too strongly, I intellectually, I'm like, all right, calm down.
Yeah, I lock that shit on up. I'm like, you don't need you. I'm always, yeah.
But maybe that's us being stunted.
It's possible. But for them, I'll put it this way. The vast majority of people, right?
Can get fucked too.
Yeah. The vast majority are those people that buy into, Cabbage Patch Kid, that, through hell trying to get a Cabbage Patch Kid back in the day and, camped outside of Walmart for whatever reason on Black Friday. And people that buy into the system that fucking love it, right? Or is the vast majority. The vast majority is controllable. There's no, it's not a conspiracy theory. The vast majority of people will buy into that, will fucking break down over Michael Jackson and buy anything and everything that somebody says that he likes, or, enter any influencer that.
So I feel like we can say a plurality. But we can't say like a vast majority.
Yeah.
Because if millions went and saw him, then it's
So,
not
a lot.
a majority. Because if we had 7 billion people, there would have to be 4 billion that were like, oh, Michael Jackson.
But you have to think about how many places he tours and every person.
Yeah. I
like
absolutely take the spirit of what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, even not just those
Fuck your
people
spirit.
in that instant, but even people who don't allow themselves to do that and are controlled by the media, your government, powers that be or whatever. And I'm not one of those. I don't believe in a huge conspiracy and things. I think that things are fucked. I think that
I do.
Yeah. Well, I mean 9/11 is like my shit. So
Well, I'm just
I
thinking
do.
specifically like this election,
Yeah.
like with Biden and Trump. It's like, okay, there's too much going on in the world. We have like the two candidates where people are like, I'm on his side, but I don't want him.
Right.
And we definitely don't want this guy. And it's like, that's what we have. And then if we
That's it.
take the idea that there's the secret cabal, it's kind of like they're doing it intentionally. They're like, okay, America's time is over. It's time to move into the next phase.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're either going to need this incompetent old coot or this vindictive whatever old coot.
Hoodlum.
Yeah. Yes.
Hoodlum coot.
Hoodlum good. Yes. But,
I completely agree. And I think that there, with that being said, with the amount of people that are buying into that, right, it's simple to see why we're in the position that we are. It's simple to see why, China owns a shitload of corporate businesses in America. Probably the largest, corporate business holding is China owned, if I'm not mistaken. I might be, but I believe that they own the most as far as
Sounds right to
corporations
me.
go.
I don't actually know.
It was like yesterday, maybe the day before, and they were talking about China, and it was like, they say, oh, China has like so much of our debt and stuff, like they own so much stuff and whatever. But it made it seem like their position is simply posturing. Like their actual amount of power and control over stuff is like heavily dependent on America. Anyway.
That's weird. I watched a thing that said the same thing. That essentially, if we stopped all relations with them, they'd be fucked.
They
Yeah.
would, yeah.
Now I don't know if that's true. I have no.
I would say
no way
because of
knowing that.
our people that buy their products, or people that even corporations who ship in China-made materials to sell to America, the American market. I would feel like, if we shut down, we're the largest. What do they call that? Consumers. There you go. The consumer base. Like we buy into all that shit. I feel like China, their people are minimalist. They're not gonna like just go absurd and fucking buy random shit for no reason. I mean, I'm sure there's
But then
quite a
what
bit
if you
of
gave
that.
them the opportunity?
Yeah, I was just say if they had the choice to.
Right. They don't have any money or
Yeah,
ability.
they're
So
just kind of held down.
Yeah, but I would assume that plays a big role in it. But
You got a street cat outside. See, he don't eat much.
yeah,
It's not because he doesn't want it.
definitely.
right, dude, he can't get
He's got
it.
rickets and he can't catch a bird.
Poor Ricket cat.
But it doesn't shock me with the amount of people that can be controlled or buy into the stuff that I'm going to say me, because in general, if I see something, right, I can spot somebody trying to pull the wool over my eyes pretty quickly. I think it's like a defense mechanism that I grew up with as a child, going through shit. And I'm very skeptical, right, of everything. Not even the things that I believe in. I'm like, well, hold up. Like, there's
Is it
another
really
argument.
like that?
Yeah, a lot of people don't. They allow themselves to be led by the nose because it's more simple that way. It's
Blind faith.
easier. Yeah.
Man, I had a thing. I was transferring money from our joint account into my account to pay for the cat vet stuff. Mm-hmm. And I told Casper, I was like, all right, I'm going to take $500 now and like $300 tomorrow to pay for it, because I don't want the government to track the $600 or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, man, transfers of $600 or more, the government marks that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, but do they? So I Googled it, and I didn't find anything. So I thought, okay, I'm going to let that dream die.
Are you?
I was like, man, I'm a kook.
No, you should live that way. They do it for 10,000 or more. So if
Yes.
so why wouldn't they have a number that's more accessible to the common people?
Yeah. I mean, they track.
I support
Thank
it. You're welcome.
I would say this too, though, that
I'm fucked now. I did it all at once.
the vast
like, what's this
not
motherfucker doing?
not using that again. There's most of your banking, the banks that people bank with, whatever you say, that you use, they're selling your transactional data. Like anything that you purchase or buy, it's not on specific things. It's in the fine print of everybody's terms and conditions when they sign up for an account that they sell that data to advertising agencies so that they can better market to the consumer, because they just take what you're buying in general, and then they push ads towards you.
Yeah, see, I was talking about that kind of shit the other day in terms of like cookies and stuff, like on the internet. Not, but I allow them if it's like a website that I enjoy, or like an app that I like.
Yeah.
Because I figure, okay, cool, I'm doing something I like. Why wouldn't I want to trust their judgment of what I might want to consider buying?
Right.
But if it's crap, I'm like, no, I don't care what kind of shoes they want me to buy. This game sucks.
Yeah.
So
I don't want anyone to do anything for me.
Yeah.
I know what I want to buy.
if I want it, I'll get it.
Yeah.
But what's his face? Noel Gallagher. I think he's the good Gallagher brother from Oasis. Mm-hmm. He was talking about, musicians giving the people what they want. He's like, your fans, they want something. He's like, the people don't know what they want. They didn't know they wanted Hendrix. They got Hendrix, and they were happy.
Yeah.
So, but also on the other side,
Yeah.
if they're just gonna push like Botox and shit,
They're not pushing Hendrix.
Those times are
Hendrix
long
is
gone.
gonna emerge.
That'd be cool.
That's
I would want to know if that happened. For sure.
But,
you can tell me that.
I think that I don't think things are so far-fetched that they're not considered. Like, there's a point where you go overboard, and then there's really no basis for it. But people, like Facebook, for instance, do you know that you don't have to have a Facebook account? Never had to sign up for one or anything, and they're called ghost accounts. So if you're in people's photos when they post them, they store your facial
They
features.
recognize that shit.
Yeah, across every picture that you're ever in when it's posted. If you're in somebody's contacts and that person puts their contacts into Facebook to find people, and you're in there, even if you don't have an account, they create a ghost account to that. They attach it to your picture.
That's crazy.
They build a whole, so that way, if you ever decide, hey, I want to get one, they already have it set up to where they can already market towards you. They can refer like your friends and shit like that to you. But they create ghost accounts. People who post pictures of their children, even if they don't set one up, as they grow up, they have a complete profile from the time that they were born all the way up until whenever if they decide to get an account themselves. They're already like, they have their entire life documented just based off of images and, shit that's posted on the image that's posted. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
There's a bunch of that shit, but I think that conspiracy theories aren't so far-fetched. Like,
no, some of them are boss. Right on.
They do get weird, but a lot of them
get a little out there.
Yeah.
It's like if X is true and Y is true, then
obviously this is too.
Yeah.
That correlation stuff, that's a rough one. And then like guessing what a piece could be, I hate that, right? But if there's some evidence, lightweight evidence, that they obviously lied about, switching the frames in the JFK thing.
Right.
Like, that's odd. You shouldn't do that if you're telling the truth.
Why did you do that?
Yeah. It also kind of feels, though, like whenever you have a friend, they're doing something, and you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen here. They're going to choose this. They're going to do this. Yeah. And they're like, no, I'm going to do this. It's like you just know your friend.
Yeah.
So if you're making calls about, like, conspiracies and shit, you're like, I know the way the world works. I've seen it happen here. I've seen what you did over here.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
But then it's just a matter of, like, who is the person making the connections.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't trust those people.
That's what
unless it's Alex Jones. Then I trust him explicitly.
I always go back to this. I'm sure that eventually it's going to get me on a watch list, but I talk about Kalinske to her. Oh, yeah, I think so, too.
Kaczynski.
Yeah, Kaczynski?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep adding an L, don't I?
It's okay.
So I don't technically disagree with his approach. I don't know, like...
And you're already
Jesus
on a
Christ,
list.
now
So
I'm
don't worry. Yeah, you're already on there.
By association, I'm doomed.
Yeah, dude. Look at all the 9/11 stuff you've looked up.
Oh, yeah.
But I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, if you read, which I'm going to dig deep into that manifesto if I can get through it. But apparently a lot of what he said is true to this day. It's almost like reading 1984 currently. It's shocking how close it is, right? And I think I didn't know that he was a mathematician. Like, he was a very intelligent human,
smart ass dude.
Yeah. So what if he was playing the game of life on a chessboard, and he was like, "This is how it's all going to play out." And the only option I have, because he was a very highly intelligent gentleman, is to this massive action of sending bombs in the mail and shit like that. I think that he got in his way because he wanted recognition for just life in general, but I don't technically disagree with him.
Well, I think his biggest problem was that he didn't adapt his methods.
Right, okay. Yeah.
It's like, you have this manifesto, you see where the future's going, sure, bomb some people. But then you got to stop eventually.
Right.
It's like being in the mafia. Eventually, you have to turn legit.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you're going to get caught, and then what was the point?
Right. Yeah, and that's, I try to get around saying it to most people, but I don't disagree with
maybe don't bomb
what he
people.
did. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like being that intelligent,
Not yet.
He probably just lost his shit and was like, there's no other way. This is how it has to be, because without massive action, this ship doesn't turn around, right? There's no way to hit the reverse on this. So the only way I can is to bomb these people that I think are relevant to that argument of destruction,
Just imagine if he had been able to get 1 million people agreeing with him and willing to take action, non-bombing action, like
sending AIDS in the mail.
Smallpox blankets always works. That shit's fucked. But yet he could have made change. Instead, they're just like, he was crazy.
Oh, yeah. And then the media painted him like a fucking loon.
Yeah.
And that's what
Of course, because the media is run by the elites there.
Yeah.
Who wants to believe something? Of course, this guy's crazy.
The elite's there.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. It absolutely is. When your, entire media industry is ran by 5 companies, and those companies are very closely tied to your government and agencies and the CIA, like, they're more than likely, like, using things that they learned along the way during all their experiments on humans that were unethical.
Yeah.
To do it in an ethical way that they've deemed ethical, to where you believe that you have the power to think critically and you have the freedom to be you.
Right.
In reality, you don't.
No.
It seems like it.
As long as you're within the system, it's fine.
Yeah, but go outside of that and watch us fuck you up.
Yeah, dude.
Like, we're gonna fucking erase you, bro. Can you imagine that, having the power to be erased? Like, you can just erase people like they never was born. That's fucking crazy.
It is crazy. This guy never had a job. We
Yeah.
didn't even know who he is.
Really, I think if one of us was to become a hacker, we could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're waiting on you.
That's what I told her. I was like, really, that would be a good entryway into, because everything's ran off of technology. Like, so being a hacker would be valuable as fuck.
Yeah. Plus, I think with the way the government's set up, I don't think it would be that hard.
It's an archaic system. A lot of these things are ran
I mean, the
off.
fact that I've changed my shit and I still got a fucking letter about my jury duty information from Clarksville.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't change my last name.
Oh,
They
yeah.
still think I live with the rents. It's like, do they not communicate?
No,
don't.
they don't.
No.
No.
God.
Yeah, there's so much, and I think that it's rough, because then you don't want to say anything, because you'll be painted as a loon, or you'll be painted as whatever, and you don't. If you want to operate within the system and make change in any way, or be viable to the people around you, you have to operate in the system, even though you wholeheartedly don't agree with anything to do with it. I don't agree with the 2-party system, but I also don't vote. Like, you can't say like, oh, we're gonna like storm whatever building and do whatever, and then vote people in to office that's the reason you're in the position you are now. That's the whole reason. They're I don't know how many times people have to say this. It's not a 2-party system. It's one. There's no way around it. There's no way you can argue it.
Yeah.
Like, I hate one side. I hate both sides at this point. But,
Bill Hicks. Yeah. This puppet speaks to my friend. Well, this puppet, it's the same guy.
But they do, and they'll fucking fight it all the way home. They're like, well, you have to vote for somebody. No, you don't. Like,
you don't have to.
You don't have to. I guarantee you, if nobody voted, they'd vote somebody in for you.
Well, yeah, because if nobody voted, then it would be decided by the 1,000 people that are fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're always going to
The whole
choose the
thing is
worst
that
option.
people need to vote, but they need to vote in a united way.
Yeah, they need to vote for someone they actually feel like can do something for them, not,
But then everybody, it's like the idea of trusting someone to make assessments of conspiracy theories or patterns of their friends. It's like, look at all these fucking morons making their votes.
Yeah.
But
burn it to the ground. Let's start over.
That's why.
I mean, there's a part of me that feels that way, but then the other part says the people that are going to rise to the top of the ashes are the same animals that got us here in the beginning.
We just
take
care of them. I mean, just come on.
Kill or be killed, bitch. Let's just get the guy on top of the ashes.
There's actually, it's super simple. It's very simple. It would take a little bit of pressure, but a little uncomfortable.
Uncomfortability.
That, right?
That
it would
dumb
take
word.
Yeah, it would take quite a bit of that, right? But it's very simple. You just don't buy anything at all, right? Except for you have to have food and shit. But you can share amongst your community, right?
So Kroger remains in power.
We can burn that bitch to the ground too.
But then you don't pay your taxes, don't vote into the system, don't fucking move. Don't fucking do anything at all for a week. And this bitch is done for. Like, you don't move for a week, let's just say it goes over to a month, right? Just get enough rations for a month or so. And guaranteed, 100%, they would listen to your demands. You don't have to storm. You don't have to protest. You don't have to talk shit to your neighbor or your friend or lose all your family members and coworkers because you decided to follow the leader on some fucking, rampage to the fucking whatever building, you know,
See, I
you
feel
could
like-
just fucking not buy into it.
I feel like there would be some kind of like false flag government action in that case.
Like,
Oh fuck! Here comes the Chinese.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we gotta
yeah.
defend y'all. It's martial law.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
And then we're
totally
buying a
happen.
bunch of shit to defend ourselves from the Chinese, who, weirdly enough, never really showed up.
never really saw them.
Yeah.
The government's doing
But
their
they
job.
were behind it. I know it.
I like that idea in theory, but how are you gonna get that many people to go along with it? We can't even get people to not buy gas for a day.
I
Yep.
know.
That's the thing. I think that all roads lead to that. That just there is no way out of this, because there is no way to do that, because it's so deeply entrenched by now, because our parents bought into it, their grandparents bought it, their grandparents bought into it, right? Well, that is an evolutionary pattern up until when you were born, meaning that it is in your DNA to consume. It's in your DNA to follow the leader, and even though you know an answer is wrong, if everybody
Right.
else is answering it like it's right, you're like, okay, okay, I know it's wrong, but I'm just going to go against it, right? We've proven those things.
I don't want to look dumb.
Yeah, it's in your DNA to just be a part of the crowd.
I mean, it's also in my DNA to fight a rival gang and like fuck their kids, but
Yeah, you're going to do it?
that. No,
A lot
I've
of
grown
people
out
do,
of that.
though.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah. But it would be very, practically impossible. And that's what I think Kaczynski saw. I think that he had enough alone, isolated time where he could play it out, and he knew that there was no option. So rather than just, dying off in obscurity, he was like, I'm going to do what I can while I
Yeah.
can. And he did, albeit terrible at first.
I'm gonna write
It
a
got a little
fucking
bit better.
manifesto.
Yeah, he
I want
could
to
have
write a
kept that shit to
manifesto.
himself.
No, I think everybody that has any kind of mental health issue should write a manifesto.
I'd read them all.
Yeah, dude.
If Ted Kaczynski's wasn't so long fucking winded, I would have read it all.
I know. I read
a
part.
Stephen
I was
King novel.
Come on, get to the point. Make it 5 pages.
I'll give you 12. 12 tops. You don't need any more than that. Because you're just repeating and
it's just
going
fluff.
around and around. Yeah, dude. Fucking
Oh, look
get
how
to
many
it.
adjectives this guy knows.
Yeah. I still don't know what the sentence said.
You know, the Bible has like all those different like NIVs and like King James. They have a bunch of different versions for different groups of people, right? That they believe like this would be better digested now because
Yeah.
we changed these
Because it
words.
fucking is.
Yeah, probably. is.
God.
But what if they did that to him? Like they just condensed it and then gave it out as, somebody needs to go forth and condense it for people to read.
I love the idea of having a King James version of his manifesto. That would be great.
That's what they should do. Just
We gotta
condense
reach
it.
out.
No, man, fuck it. If you can ever actually bring yourself to read it, you need to be the author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love
You
to
are
do
King
that.
James now.
Yeah,
You
dude.
could bring the reinterpretation of his.
All hail.
Dude. King James.
Dude.
Yeah. King Sarah. James.
Yeah, Sarah James.
Sarah James.
It's like you're kind of an outlaw.
yeah.
You're also kind of a prophet.
Oh, I'd love to hear the stories made up about me. I'd be like, I heard she can shoot a hole from 6 miles away straight through a penny.
I see my neighbors over there. He's passed this window a bunch of times mowing, and we always let the grass grow up pretty fucking long. Like it still has like 2 weeks. We're gonna let it go.
It'll be a while.
But they'll mow like 2 or 3 times in between that. And even my other neighbor will, and I always feel like shit because they're like, I wish these assholes would just mow when I mow.
You're
and
really
then
bringing down my property value.
yeah.
Just
I
come
really-
cut it for us.
I've really thought about just like letting it all just go. Like don't even ever cut it.
All summer.
Yeah.
Just cut me a path for the cats, and then that's it.
Yeah, dude. That
Everything
way
else-
when I go out there, I don't get covered in ticks and shit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a path, though, you should put lights along it.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be
that.
fucking
And
sick.
that'd be just like spitting in their face.
Yeah. We need to do
Yeah.
that.
That way they have a path to come over and talk shit to us.
Yeah.
And they get real fed up with it. I mean, well, like, what would it hurt? I think that a lot of people need to just let it grow
It
for
wouldn't hurt
quite a while.
anything. They
Yeah.
might be unhappy about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, who cares?
It doesn't fit my American aesthetic.
You know what I want to
Build
do
a
one
fucking
time?
fence.
Yeah,
let it
build it higher.
We got a grass fence.
I want to let it grow up and then try to cut the entire yard 2 acres with what is that called? A
Machete?
sickle?
Oh yeah, a
You know,
sickle.
when you fucking do it that way back in the old days. I want to do it like that. See how hard it is. Probably really fucking
I
tough.
bet it'd be
Yeah.
hard. I
Yeah.
think you'd be able to do it for sure.
I mean, I'd be
couldn't, but you
dead by
could.
the end of it.
Yeah, maybe do like half of it in one day,
Just see.
Yeah.
half of it the next.
Yeah. That's I feel like that's what we're fucking headed in a terrible spot, dude. Like
In terms of grass?
no, just in terms of the amount of effort people are willing to put into any endeavor, like going back to Gen Alpha, which I think that they can turn it around. I don't think anybody's a lost cause, but
they're like
unfortunately,
6.
what is it?
So they're like 6.
Yeah, I even think the generation that was like before them, X maybe or Z, Gen Z. That I feel like even them, they're kind of a part of that, really. Their attention span's dick. They don't know how to like spell words in the 8th grade and shit, like
Oh,
simple
man.
words.
I saw a thing where like using like iPads and shit like with kids, it reduces their ability to handle their emotions
Yes.
in a healthy way.
Oh, I
Yeah.
could see that for sure.
There's a
Yeah.
growing amount of children that have like extreme outbursts when it's taken from them, or they get in a situation where it's difficult. They can't. Yeah, but that's a developmental thing.
Yeah, all because a parent can't say you have 1 hour on this a day. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all it would take.
Yeah,
You could give them
setting
2 if you're
boundaries.
real soft. Like,
You get 2 on Saturdays.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's always multi-level too, because you're like, well, what if the parents they're forced to work like these crazy hours because it's like minimum wage type shit, or
It's impossible
they're lower
to
class.
survive.
Yeah, so you have to have something so that you can fucking make a living for you and your kids. God forbid you're a single mom, you know.
But then you just give them a PlayStation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Play some Madden.
Don't
Yeah.
stop playing until I get home.
Yeah.
Don't do
if I
anything.
can still beat you, you're not playing enough.
We had it was pretty decent, like middle school, high school. Like we had like a computer, right? It could get on the internet. Like I remember when it switched from dial-up to broadband, you know, and that's like, I don't know. We had game systems that were pretty fucking dope, and I chose not to. Like I liked playing it, I enjoyed it, but at a certain point, I was just like, well, I want to like go do something or fucking build something so I can destroy it or burn something or whatever kids fucking do. And so you can pick to not do it. I think that it's just so enticing now and so addictive because it's geared towards addicting you to it and keeping your attention.
Yeah,
That
it's just
I
so
really,
much
I
easier.
really thought you were going to say addictivity.
addictivity.
So please,
Don't
please
do
say it.
But that's what it's geared toward that. So as much as it sucks, it was manufactured. Like,
Yeah, it's doing its
welcome to America.
job.
You know, we have no sense of boundaries. or-
Someone
Moderation.
manufactured you.
Yeah. Manufacturer. Yeah, so I don't think they're a lost cause by no means, but I do think it's gonna be fucking difficult for them, dude. Can you imagine getting you have no coping skills whatsoever? Like even me, I don't have a lot of coping skills, but at least like some.
Yeah.
Every now and then I throw a bottle halfway across the room because I've gotten hung up on customer service 3 times. Every now and then, but in general, like my coping skills are so. But I fear what's to come for them, dude. You think we can't get out of situations, or we can't get out of minimum wage jobs and shit like that? They're gonna have a rough time achieving anything. So we've dumbed down
Maybe.
because you got to think of the amount of time and dedication it takes to complete projects or build anything. I think about that. Like even now, I get distracted and it's done for. But we just don't pay attention to that anymore. We don't put any time in anything anymore.
People won't watch a 20-minute video because it's too long. Like, you don't even have to do anything.
That's like on one hand, I agree with you because it's just too fucking long. I'm like, where's the 7-minute one?
Oh God, if it's not an hour, I don't want to fucking listen to it. I'm like, what? I'm just gonna have to find another video in 20 minutes.
But at the same time, it comes back to the idea of cut it down, get to the bullet points.
Yeah.
You eventually start repeating yourself.
I guess
Oh,
it
yeah.
depends on what the video
Right.
is.
Yeah, I mean, some videos, it's like, fuck, dude, 4 hours wasn't long
Yeah,
enough.
never stop.
Yeah.
But, that's rare.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched somebody where you're like really into their content, right? But then they try to do what other people do and they add in those like, I don't know, some person busting the room, or it's like comedy little skit deals in between their points. Have you ever noticed
I
that?
think so, no.
Yeah, I've watched
Is
some.
there anybody specific you're thinking of?
Yeah, but I can't think of it right now. But where they'll act like
something.
they used to give you the fucking information and stuff. It's very informative, great, put together well. And now they add in like these little jokes or these little cutaways so that you can see some skit that they put together that's real quick.
Yeah.
To keep it interesting for
quick
people. Yeah, and that just bugs me. I hate people who just go with what everybody else is doing.
It's like they had their specific audience.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I've gotten all the people in that audience that I can. I need to get these
More,
people
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And then you alienate Group A in exchange
Absolutely.
for Group B, and then
Yeah.
That's that bullshit.
Yeah. It's rough. I just think that we have to find a way back to quality and putting in the effort and the work and taking time just with yourself, alone in a vehicle, driving with no music, no nothing, just thinking for yourself and being with yourself. Because the kids can't even take a shit without their phone in their hand. They
Right.
can't even
hey,
fucking-
whoa, come on.
I mean, I like the phone in my hand. I take a shit too. I take it with me. I'm just saying, like, they can't do anything outside
Yeah,
of
if
that.
you forget your phone and you're in the middle of a shit, you're not gonna be like, I gotta cut it off. I
Yeah.
gotta go.
No, I do shit faster though.
Yeah.
Without it or with it?
Without it.
Yes.
Yeah, with it, because I'll just sit in there for like 20 minutes watching.
Fucking
shit,
legs go numb.
It takes
Yeah.
me 30 minutes no matter what, so who cares if I have the phone or not?
Sometimes I'll read.
Yeah.
That's
I do.
helpful.
I have Sudoku puzzles in there that I do a lot of times.
Nice.
It's crazy.
I wanted to talk about John Cena,
Oh,
if we could.
yeah.
What about it?
He announced his retirement.
Oh, yeah.
Like fully?
Yeah, his last match is going to be at WrestleMania 41.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
so
I mean,
kind of.
it's
It's like it
always
was
sad.
inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting up there, but still, Cena. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's always sad whenever someone leaves, but
Right.
it's probably fucking time. You don't need to be.
Time is up.
I didn't know that he
Time
was
is now.
until the last WrestleMania. I didn't know he was bald in the back. Did you notice that too? He like grew his
Yes.
hair out longer, but it's,
Everybody noticed that.
I don't ever watch it. And I seen it. I'm like, God, I never knew he was bald. I don't know. I mean,
Hollywood hides it.
So
Yeah,
he
they
needs to
did well.
either shave it or like,
yeah, that long deal.
do something with it. Like
I
get
don't
you
mind
some
it.
plugs in that bitch or like a little toupee.
Kevin Smith has the same thing going on.
Yeah.
And initially it annoyed me, but I got used to it because I thought, why should up here look different just because this is going,
Oh,
And it's like in the mirror, he looks the same to him.
Yeah.
yeah. So he's I think about like the injuries that I've had up until this point, like the dumb shit I did growing up, and like I'm starting to feel them, like to a point where I don't have to be doing anything. Like I know where my injuries were.
Yeah.
Like I could pinpoint them from the pain that they cause all the time,
Yeah.
the stiffness, right? And I know that's age and stuff, and that sucks. It sucks to admit, but think about a motherfucking wrestler that has wrestled 365 for like 20 years,
I
right?
can't.
Imagine that amount of fucking stiffness and
The way
pain.
my body
Ugh.
feels, I can only imagine that every wrestler who's at least like a big name has to feel like they've been hit by a truck a couple times every day of their life, all day, every day.
Who's it? Jake the Snake. I watched an
Yeah.
interview with him,
Yeah,
and he
dude.
said that like he feels every day. It takes him a while to get going because of all of it. And then imagine if you created a drug habit in that time, so now you can't take pain medicine if it gets too bad, because
I
you have
would
issues.
never have stopped the drug habit.
No shit.
I'd be taking pain medicine.
Plus,
Well-
he's old as shit. He was never in really that great a shape anyway.
Right, he was one of that like old school wrestlers
He's
that
like-
they didn't care about
Yeah,
all that
he's like,
shit.
I do the,
Choking down a cigarette
I
before
got the
it goes
character
out.
work and a DDT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Got this snake in a bag. I don't need
I don't know,
anything
man.
else.
I think I'd like to go back to like old school wrestling or even give me fucking the 90s, man. Give me the 90s.
Yeah.
That shit was great. Now it's like,
See,
almost like watered down.
I'm starting to think that a little less now. Because, the more I learn about people, it's like, I'm realizing that what I think is somebody just going by a regular name, it's actually not their name. That's their character. Instead of it being a character that is like Duke the Dumpster Drosy or something, or like Gold Dust, it's just my character is
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's kind of changed my thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was kind of a fuck for a while. You don't have to be the British Bulldog.
Yeah.
You know, you can just be Davy Boy.
I get, and something else too is like a lot of them are on steroids for the majority of their career. And when you're done with that, when you have to like face the music of fucking age, and you're not taking that amount, because steroids and testosterone help to dull that pain that you would ordinarily get from injuries and stuff
They
like
help
that.
your body heal faster.
Yeah, it gives you that adrenaline on a much more constant rate, you know? So when you're done with that too, and then like, let's just say like you were on coke and like pain pills every now and then, not like crazy, but you know.
You like to party, but you don't live the party.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, you know, it would just, like I think about skateboarders, some of the guys I grew up with and how many bones they broke, they're going to feel that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I know they're feeling it right now.
Yeah, I do.
And that's only 34. Them motherfuckers are going to hurt.
It's going to be terrible.
Yeah. Well, good on him, dude. He should retire. Is he gonna still act? Maybe.
Almost definitely.
Good. Yeah, he should. He should
found
still
a
You
nice
act.
should
little
retire
career in it.
that.
I never was like grand at it. Yeah.
No, he's fine though. I guess it's nice to, he's one of those people. It's nice to see him when you see him. It's like, oh, cool, man. Yeah.
I'm one of those people though, like on the internet, it was going around where he looks like Jim Varney.
Yeah.
I think they should make him like the next Ernest, like at least for one movie.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
please.
That would be
Be
awesome.
nice.
'Cause I feel like he could capture the essence.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would like to
Absolutely.
watch that. I'd watch one. I'm not watching
Yeah.
a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, we could
maybe
use
a
him.
sequel, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't demand it.
We could use a new Ernest.
Yeah.
Those movies were fucking grand when I was growing up. I loved it.
Hell yeah.
They scared the shit out of me. Well,
Yeah,
like
that
not in
one.
all of them, but
Ernest
yeah.
scared stupid.
Dude,
Yeah.
terrified.
Yeah.
It was a scary fucking movie.
She looks under the bed and comes back and the troll's there. It's like, oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
God.
So
Fuck
good.
that.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, it works out for him. It's like The Rock. I feel like The Rock's a part of the lead at this point. Like, I don't even listen to anything he fucking says. I used to love him, dude, but like, I still like. I mean, lightweight care for him, but I just think
I think
he's
he's
just
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just a part of the fucking system.
I
at
mean,
this
all of
point.
his movies are essentially, he's playing the
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing. But that's what
He's
I
really
liked in
good at it.
John Cusack.
Yeah.
So I don't, whatever.
Well, and I just don't. Since I'm not on like anything other than Reddit that often, like I don't see him all the time. So when
Yeah.
I see him, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
he's just a shining ray of sunshine.
Yeah,
like
dude.
it makes me happy. But no, I'm sure if I saw him all the time, I'd be like, all right, dude, like
It's like if you listen to the radio all the time and you're tired of that one popular song, it's like,
Yeah.
no shit,
Oh,
turn the
yeah.
radio off.
yeah, change the fucking channel.
Yeah, I think he put a nail in his coffin when that shit happened with that wildfire in Maui, maybe, or wherever he's from.
Yeah.
It was a big story. Shit, it displaced like a ton of the village, I guess, that he was from. But him and Oprah get on there and they were asking for like donate. They were like, we put in 10 million of our own funds, and then we're asking the people for donations. But it was at a time of like economic, like we're still in it, but just economic fucking tragedy,
Well,
right?
See, I'm okay with that. I don't like the idea of people ripping on celebrities for asking common people to chip in for something.
Right.
Because, I mean, if they give $10 million, that's more than they had yesterday. And
Right.
if the idea is that they're not giving enough of their mountain of wealth,
Yeah.
it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, dude.
At least they're giving something.
Yeah, they gave a lot.
The key is they found that most of your like celebrity fundraisers and even your corporate fundraisers is what they'll do is they'll put in like let's just say 10 million for the sake of the story, and then they'll ask for your donations from the people, right?
Yeah.
So that you're giving the money, they don't go over 10 million. They're just trying to be paid back for the 10 million. So they say they put their money in, but in general it's theirs, and then they get the write off and you don't.
Right.
What the hell is that? It's like a petty cash kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like Kroger does it. Like everybody's doing it now. Dollar General, like round up your dollar.
But I mean,
Nice.
if that's the case, let's say hypothetically The Rock throws in $10 million and he's like, all right, you guys need to help out. But then he takes from that pool of money, then yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
But if he's not doing that,
It goes to the
then it's
people.
just like he's using his position of celebrity to say, hey,
Yeah.
can you guys help out too?
Yeah, this is occurring in the world.
Even if you're only throwing in $2, great.
Yeah. Especially if it goes to that community for sure.
And I think people ripping on that kind of stuff, it ties into the idea of like the jealousy of
Oh yeah.
like
There's a
celebrity
little bit
and
of
like
that.
the OnlyFans people, like from earlier.
Yeah.
And they're just mad. They want to yell, "Oh, you didn't give enough." Well, I gave way more than you
yeah,
did.
bitch, I
you
just
little
gave
fuck.
$5 million.
Yeah.
You didn't give me $1.
I just donated more than you'll ever earn.
I could kill you and they wouldn't put me in prison.
No,
So suck my
I
dick.
could erase you.
Man, this progressed quickly. Where did we go from here? Yeah, man.
I don't know. Let's eat tacos and watch
Tacos,
Graves.
baby.
Wee, 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 wee.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us again for 169.
I guess.
Yeah, it's been a long break, much needed. Yeah, man, we hope y'all been all right. Whoever's like tuning in, thank you for getting to this point. Thank you for watching. 169 episodes.
What up, dude?
Damn.
Hey.
But yeah,
Hey.
I'm Adam. That's Sarah. That's Ian.
Hello.
We appreciate you. Like, comment, share.
Podcasting on a Sunday.
Wildly uninteresting podcast.
Yeah, 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 yeah.